Hey everyone, it's Justine and welcome to a new video today. I'm very excited to be a part of the 50,000 subscriber video hop for It's Me JD, and we are doing rainbow themed products, so I decided to focus on foiling rainbows and a whole bunch of different ways on how to do that, as well as 12 different card ideas. Here you'll get a very quick sneak peek as to what kind of cards we're going to be creating today. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, so be sure to watch the entire video to hear more details about that. I'm going to be showing ways to use foiling in using a laminator and not using a laminator, and I'm going to be using different types of things. So for example, this rainbow foil from Deco Foil. There's also this rainbow shattered look from Deco Foil as well, which is my new favorite product. You've seen it before in videos if you've watched my channel. And you can also use just any colors of foil to create your own rainbow. There's also foils that have sequins or sort of designs in them that you could use as well. It's entirely up to you what kind of products you want to use to create your foiled look. So the first thing I'm going to show you are acetate sheets. So essentially these are clear toner sheets that have toner printed on top of them so they'll connect to foil. You always got to use the side that is matte, not glossy where the printed area is, to know which side up it goes. But don't worry, if you run it through your laminator wrong side up, then you can just flip it over and throw it through again. It's not going to ruin your project. I've slipped a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 acetate sheet into a piece of parchment paper, and I am going to be adding some of the foil on top here. I'm going to be using that beautiful Deco Foil rainbow foil. This isn't the shattered rainbow, this is just the standard one. I've heated up my Minc Machine for about a half an hour before I actually started using it, despite it saying it was ready a long time ago. I have it on setting 4, and I'm just going to run this through the machine. You always put the fold side in first of the parchment paper, or you can always use the transfer sheet that comes with the Minc. Just a quick side note, as I mentioned in all my foiling videos, the Royal Sovereign Laminator is what I used for quite a long time, and it's absolutely a perfect alternative to the Minc Machine. It is just a standard laminator, so you can use it for laminating anything, and it works really well also and is at a very low price point compared to the Minc. Now I foil all the time, so for me it was worth investing in a separate machine that guaranteed perfect results every time, whereas the Royal Sovereign I found gave me perfect results about 90% of the time. So you can see this really cool distressed rainbow look has now appeared on all the areas that had toner sheets. Don't forget that the negative space area can be used on cards as well. Here's another look at a second design. So this one here has a little bit of a thinner space, not as much thick space. This is one of my favorites, this beautiful floral pattern that you have on the acetate. This particular pattern is called Floral Sketch, and I'm going to run this through with some of the shattered rainbow this time just to show you a little bit of a difference, and that the shatter still shows up really quite well even on areas of acetate that don't have a lot of the toner on it. The next thing you can use are what are called foil mates. Now foil mates are essentially pre-printed cardstock that come from Gina K or Brutus Monroe that have various patterns or sentiments on them. These are printed in the perfect amount of toner so you don't have to do any guesswork. If you have a laser printer at home, you can create your own backgrounds and sentiments and all sorts of things as well. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of the Minc Machine, and it's now all laminated with that beautiful foil cardstock, or sorry, foiled rainbow. It's so shiny and fun, and I absolutely love it. There are many different backgrounds available from Gina K Designs or Brutus Monroe, and they're done through the company called ThermoWeb, and these have just tons of different patterns, so I really love the different versatility you get with them, and I use them all the time, especially on quick cards. These are really perfect Christmas cards as well because you get them done nice, quick, and easy. Our next option to add this is one of my favorite, most versatile options, and that's toner sheets. Toner sheets come in either peel and stick option or a cardstock that you can glue down, and this allows you to die cut any foil out of a paper, and I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to be working on the Peel and Stick. This is just a large piece of the toner sheet that you can see. It's completely black. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in some of this shattered rainbow foil into my parchment paper. I'm going to run this through my Minc Machine. And when I pull it out, you'll see that now the cardstock is completely foiled, which means now I can go ahead and die cut it with no issues. If I were to try and die cut foil by itself, it would be too thin and flimsy and would probably fall apart. So you can see here how absolutely gorgeous that looks, and now I can go ahead and die cut it with anything. The next one is another way to just get more use out of your supplies with foiling, and that's using transfer gel, which means now I can stencil anything and then foil it. So that just makes my foiling even more versatile and gives me more ways to use it, which is always super important when I decide to invest in supplies for a technique. So let me get started. I'm going to prep my stencil. I just kind of fake sprayed it for the camera here. I spray into a cardboard box about 12 inches above the surface for a second or two. Let it dry for 60 seconds, and this actually creates an adhesive on top of my stencil so I don't have to worry about taping my stencil to my cardstock at all. This stencil here is from Altenew. It's an absolutely gorgeous blossom flower. And I'm going to grab this transfer gel here and I'm going to apply it using a stencil pal. And I'm going to make sure that my surface is nice and even and smooth. While I'm doing this, I just wanted to chat briefly about the giveaway that's happening here. So this is a part of a video hop. So in the description below are all the details, and you can go ahead and watch the next video and then the next video and the next video, and you can comment on each one of the videos for a chance to win. And there's a mystery bundle being given away that is valued around $50 on each channel. And it is for US residents only, and you have to have your comment in by Monday, June the 10th at midnight Pacific time. And all the winners are going to be announced on the It's Me JD blog on June 14th, and I'll put the link in the video description below. And It's Me JD also has some prizes on her channel that are available for international as well if you're enjoying this hop from another country. So I'm just smoothing everything out here, and I'm just getting everything nice and even. And I love that this stencil pal just gives me that opportunity to get everything super smooth and easy to apply in a nice even method, because it's kind of a one swipe movement. So that's what's really great, is that it covers my entire card panel. I'm going to go ahead and remove the stencil now, and I'm going to set this off to the side to let it dry. Usually takes about 20 minutes depending on how thick the layer is that you're using, but you'll know that it's dry when the liquid is, or the gel itself is clear and shiny and hard, and you can push into it and you don't get fingerprints on it. I'm going to cover that in the shattered rainbow as well, and then I threw that through my Minc Machine, and you'll see how that turned out. This is my favorite background out of all of them. Another thing you can do to foil in rainbow is to do sentiments. Now, if you own a laser printer or you get something printed at the coffee shop, it's great because you can create your own custom sentiments. But if not, there's foil mates available for these as well in so many different occasions. You can see how awesome these turned out with a couple of birthday sentiments. You can also use the negative pieces, as I mentioned before, and I actually went and foiled a bunch of different kinds, and you'll see when I put all these cards together in the end the different kinds that I used. I now wanted to move into a couple of techniques that don't require a Minc Machine or a laminator. I'm going to be using some of this fun double-sided adhesive from scrapbook.com that comes in every size from 1/8 of an inch to, I believe, a big 8-inch roll or a 6-inch roll. It's huge. And I'm going to actually add a little bit of variety. I've done this technique on my channel before, so I'm going to go ahead and add some variety by adding 2 different sizes of tape. So I'm just going to add a double-sided tape in a diagonal pattern on my card, and I'm going to try and space them as evenly as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some foil, and all I do is just stick it on top of the adhesive, rub my finger over top of it, and the foil transfers perfectly on there. And I'm just going to remove every one of these little strips and then just go in rainbow order. So you can create all sorts of patterns, whether you want to make a crisscross background, diagonals, stripes going up and down, horizontally, vertically, completely up to you. And this is one of my favorite ways to use foils, is just by adding it to some double-sided tape. It's super fun. Another fun fact is this technique actually works for embossing powder as well, and you can cover these with embossing powder and heat them up too, and it works in the exact same way, just might not be as shiny when it's all finished. So here's a look at that background, absolutely gorgeous with the different thicknesses of stripes. And here's another example on how I used some of the 2-inch tape on my card, and I actually just added a large piece of it to the center so I could create a nice big background focal point. And I just used my eyes just to roughly eyeball it and put it into the center. And if you mess it up at all, you could also trim the sides of the cardstock to make it look like it was in the center in the first place. I just like to trim off the top and the bottom though, because it is a very strong adhesive, so you don't want to put it on your glass mat and then try and lift up your cardstock, because that can get a little complicated and it'll probably tear your paper. But you can put your foil directly over top and peel it, and if you notice any areas that aren't stick with foil, just run over your finger again before you peel it off entirely, and you're good to go with those backgrounds. Now a chance to see the big mother of all of the adhesives. This is the ginormous roll here, and I think it's 6 inches if I'm not mistaken. It is really large. I'm just going to grab a big piece, and this is a way that you could foil an entire background if you wanted. I didn't end up using this card in the end for a finalized card, but it's just another way that you can do it using that adhesive. So here's how I kind of did it. I kind of pushed it in from the back, and then I lifted off the foil and I had myself another background, almost similar to the toner sheet that I had before. So this is a way to kind of do your own DIY toner sheet to use on your die cuts. Now when adding the negative piece, do not add your glue tape directly onto the foil like I just did. You're going to want to go ahead and put the adhesive directly on the cardstock. Hover over top of it, and then you can put down any of those negative pieces and create them as if they were the original laminated piece. And that's really nice because you get kind of no waste from your foil. You get to use absolutely everything. And that's really great. And I find the easiest thing to do to trim this is actually not with scissors, it's with a paper trimmer itself. So remember that toner sheet that we had laminated and foiled earlier on? You can now go ahead and die cut them for a more versatile way to use your rainbow foils. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this Hello die from Concord and Ninth that I really love. I'm going to stick that through my die cutting machine. Now this is the peel and stick toner sheet, so that's really great because all I need to do is peel off the edges, and I like how they're already pre-cut for you, so you just need to kind of peel back the layers. Super easy, no trying to figure out where I have to put my fingernail. You can see the lines there where the peel and stick paper kind of goes off. And you can add this to any card. Now I'll probably go ahead later on and add a little sentiment underneath because it is quite a plain card, but it's completely up to you how you want to decorate them. I actually went ahead and took the liberty of mounting all of my backgrounds onto cardstock, and so you'll be able to see those as I'm finishing up the cards. It was really important to me to kind of cut some of the time out of this video, which is why I didn't want to go into too much detail of me, mounting them on card bases and things like that, because I know you have a lot of videos to watch in the hop, and they're all absolutely fabulous video creators, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Now with these FoilMate sentiments, ThermoWeb actually has coordinating dies to go with them. They come in tags and squares, rectangles, circles, as well as these really pretty decorative frames. And so you can actually use these. They fit all the sentiments that are pre-printed, and you can use these to cut out all of your sentiments. So all the sentiments that I'm using today are cut out using one of these 5 different die sets. So I ran those through my Gemini Junior die cutting machine and was able to go ahead and just take these out. Some of mine have stitching, some of them don't. It's completely up to you which style of die cut that you really prefer and love. But I absolutely have to say I love these sentiments foiled in the rainbow. They're going to match the cards so well. And don't forget, you can always go ahead and add some of the tape onto a piece of cardstock. Add one of the negative pieces of the foil and use this as a sentiment as well. Instead of just having the words foiled, you can have the background foiled with the words in white. So I'm going to take some time now to show you all the cards that I created, and I just wanted to let you know that there was no waste. So I used all of the negative pieces from the foil that I had peeled off when I had foiled my cardstock to create these cards. So this is the stenciled background and the sentiment done out of the negative sheet that was foiled. This is the clear acetate sheet that is foiled with a happy birthday sentiment. This is the negative piece that I peeled off of the stenciled one, and this is equally beautiful. This is also the negative piece of the one you saw earlier with the stripes. This one here was one of the no laminated look, and it was used with double-sided tape. This one here is a foil mates background that I cut out to be quite small, so I have a nice white border around the edge. This one here is also one of those acetate sheets that's done in the floral pattern, absolutely gorgeous, and I love the flower sentiment that goes with it. This is the negative piece from that previous card. This is one of the die cut toner sheets in a hello die. This one here is the double-sided adhesive that was added with foil with no heat. This is one of the foil mates as well, the pre-printed toner sheets that I have, as well as this one. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to leave a comment so that you're able to enter the giveaway, and check out the next video below in the video description for more rainbow inspiration. And don't forget to check out JD's channel to congratulate her on her 50,000 subscribers. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!